Hello beautiful souls and welcome to my channel Roseology. So this pick a card is pretty self-explanatory. This is all about what is coming next for you in terms of love, whether you are single or in a relationship. This reading will still apply. Now I normally don't do relationship readings, you guys know that, but one of you guys definitely called me out recently for not going in depth enough with the relationship cards on one of the readings that I did about a week or two ago. And I was like, you know what, you're right, I'm so sorry. And I was like, I have to make it up to you guys with a full-on dedicated love reading because it's been a while since the last one. Have I ever even done one? I'm not sure. And so, yeah, it's been a while. Either which way, it's been a while. And yeah, this is a timeless reading, okay? So we're just going to go on ahead and get to the disclaimers and the meditation. But first, let me also mention that I am also adding another way to pick the piles in my pick a card readings. For those of you that may struggle with choosing just based off of visuals like cards and crystals, I'll also be adding sound as a way to select your pile. And I find it uber important for you all to feel relaxed and confident during the selection process. That the way these messages can really resonate with you, and that the way you're not second guessing yourself throughout the message trying to figure out if certain things resonate or not, you know. So this just could be just an extra way to select your pile. So it came to me to start incorporating sound in these pick a cards. Okay, so how this is basically going to happen when it comes to the sound: 30 seconds with you guys meditating with the crystals in each pile, and then I'm going to play one note for each different pile. So we have 4 piles here, so I'm going to be playing 4 different notes, and whichever one sounds the best to you, whichever one really resonates with you, whichever one really sort of pierces you, will be the sound that you select. Okay, and of course I will have all the timestamps down below in the description and the comment section, so you guys can just head straight to the timestamps once you have picked your pile. Okay, so getting to the disclaimer first, let me go on ahead and say that tarot, or at least my readings, are not meant to tell you anything that you don't know, as much as they are here to confirm the things that you do know but just have forgotten. So if something doesn't resonate, then either this part of the message is not meant for you, or you might not be ready to hear it. Tarot is going to reveal truths about our energetic frequencies, and we have to be ready and willing to hear those truths in order for these messages to resonate. Okay, so take what resonates and leave everything else. Now, getting straight to this meditation, if you want to participate in it, let me just say that, like I always do, that this is a general reading for the collective. So in order for this reading to resonate with you, you need to be synced into the energy of this reading. To help you do that and to help you select a pile with your third eye and not your physical ones, I will be offering a 60-second meditation. 30 seconds into that meditation, I will be placing crystals for those that like to pick piles with objects on them. And as well as after that meditation, I will be doing a sound selection. So try to keep your focus on one pile if you can. If you're drawn to another pile, that's more than likely because there's another message for you in that pile. So if you already get into a relaxed position, become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet. Work that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds. Then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, the universe, or all of them, connect you to your higher self. That the way you can receive a detailed message that resonates with you from spirit, from the universe, as far as what to expect next in terms of love. Okay, so this is pile number 1, the scarlet card here that says attract success. This is pile 2, the lilac card that says strengthen your faith. This is pile 3, the orange card that says nurture yourself. And this is pile 4, the brown card that says establish boundaries. And we'll start that meditation right now. All right, here on pile 1, we have citrine. On pile 2, celestite. On pile 3, labradorite. And on pile 4, black tourmaline. I'll give you guys another 30 seconds to meditate with the crystals on each pile. right, you guys, so hopefully that meditation was enough time for you to pick a pile and tap into your own psychic awareness. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, and beautiful spirit for these messages today. Now let's go on ahead and see what is coming up next for you in terms of love, and I will meet you at your pile. All right, and pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards before getting to your oracle cards to see what is next for you with love. And so the card that you guys selected, or the sound that you selected, is this card here, Scarlet, and it says attract success. So one thing that I'm picking up with Scarlet, one, is how deep this feels. This looks and feels to be very, very deep. Deep love, deep connection, deep roots in this connection as well. Something about the way that this sort of, it kind of like, I don't know, there's something about this point, how it looks like it's almost drawing in all of this color. And it looks to be like a rose, like there's a lot of layers, there's a lot of depth to this connection here. So let's go on ahead and get to you guys' tarot cards here. So we're going to be starting off with these 2 tarot cards first to see what's coming next for you in love before we get to these 2 cards over here to see what advice it is that we have for your love life. Okay, pile 1, so let's go on ahead and get started. The very first card that we have here is the Lovers and the Three of Swords. Okay, pile 1, so starting off with the Lovers and the Three of Swords right here. So for those of you in a relationship, even for those of you that are single, I'm seeing a conversation getting kicked up, seemingly out of nowhere, and you learning something that you have to process. Now, I don't see heartbreak, I see shock. I see, I didn't know this. I see, I need to think about this. But ultimately, I'm going to be real here. I see this really strengthening you guys' connection, because this is your partner coming to you, or you going to them and telling them something that they were unaware of. Someone is going to feel safe enough to bare their soul. And I see that being the focus here. Once the dust settles and maybe you or them take a day or 2 and kind of sleep on it, I see you guys coming to a place where you're really grateful, because you're going to know that you can trust them, or they're going to know that they can trust you. You're going to know how much it is that they trust you. I honestly see this as well being a conversation where they tell you about something, possibly about their childhood in particular, something that may have happened that I feel they've never told anyone before. So this could be you finally telling something that you've never told, but it will be heartbreaking in a sense, that they can feel your pain or you can feel theirs. There's this really seriously deep connection between you guys, like we were talking about the Scarlet card here, where you feel them on a different level. For some of you, this is going to be so synced up that it chills you. It literally scares you, because you may find that your partner had a very similar upbringing, or maybe they had a traumatic experience very similar to yours. I see you guys hugging each other and crying together, and it's like making me tear up just a little bit here. So it's like, but even if you didn't go through what they went through, or even if you can't relate to what they went through, you can feel them. You can feel them so clearly and so vividly. This may be a very graphic conversation. They may sort of take you down a very graphic memory. It may be difficult to hear, because for you, it's hard to accept that this happened to someone that you care about. Even if this is someone that you just met, pile 1, expect to have a very deep conversation about experiences either that they've had, or that you've had, or the both of you have had. The beautiful thing about this is it's so healing for them, or for you, or for the both of you, to feel understood, accepted, loved, supported, and safe enough to talk about something so intimate or personal or traumatic. And I say this as a conversation because the Lover's card is ruled by Gemini. Gemini is a sign of communication, learning, information, the mind, intellect, intel. And the Suit of Swords deals with communication. It deals with the mind, learning, information, as well as perception. For those of you that haven't met this person yet, very soon you will come across someone that will kick up a lot of fear for you, because of how strongly you feel about them, and because of how quickly these intense, deep feelings sort of manifest for you. You're going to possibly try to talk yourself out of it because you might not be ready for a connection as deep as this. You might not understand it. Okay. Okay. It's because many of my pile ones have never felt this before. It's kind of like that love at first sight sort of feeling where you're like, how can I feel this way about them this fast? I don't even know them. I don't even know this person. How can I feel this way this fast? It'll conjure up some feelings of disbelief, doubt, skepticism, maybe even a little bit of fear, but it's all in your mind. 3 of Swords right here. It's all in your mind, pile 1. That anxiety is only present in your mind. Let's go ahead and check out the advice that we are picking up for you guys is in terms of love. And we have here the card of Justice. And we have the Hanged Man. Okay. So as far as advice, pile 1, treat this person how you would like, expect, or want to be treated. These 2 cards, Justice and Hanged Man, are cards number 11 and 12 in tarot. Justice comes before the Hanged Man. Justice is like a verdict being given in a trial, and the Hanged Man is serving that sentencing that they got from that trial in the Justice card. So very clearly what's being said here is empathy. There's a different level of understanding here. For example, maybe you meet someone and you find out that they cheated in their last relationship, just an example, and it was very devastating for them, right? And you might be someone that would you might be somebody that says like, I would never cheat, I would never lie, I would never do this, I would never do that, my relationship. Well, Justice in the Hanged Man here is saying, see them from their scope, understand the different experiences here and how these paths have played out separately. Maybe you are somebody that would never do this. Maybe they are someone that also said back in the day that they would never do something like this, and then circumstances played out a certain way. You know, it's saying hold back judgment and realize that they've served their time. They have paid the price. They have earned forgiveness and a clean slate. So try to understand the debt has been paid, and don't see this as like a you versus me. Like, I would never do that. And, you know, you're the type of person that would do something like that. Don't even see this as something like, this is a possibility of something that could happen in our relationship, Instead, see this like how, okay, if I was in your position, maybe I could see how you didn't know any better, or how you got caught up in this or in that. These cards are asking for empathy, not judgment. So whatever may be discussed, if it's something that you really are struggling to relate to, refrain at all costs from judging them, because Justice is saying this could go one of 2 ways. Either they see you as, this is a safe space, wow, I feel so understood, my partner is so supportive, they truly love me, or this could go, I knew you wouldn't understand. They might start beating up on themselves like, yeah, I'm an asshole, or I'm a terrible person, I did this, and that. I don't deserve forgiveness. They could start sort of coming down on themselves. And these cards here are saying, don't put them on trial again. Help them see the error of their ways if need be, but do it from a space of like if you were dealing with your child or a friend or a sibling or a relative or yourself. These 2 cards are also saying be careful judging, because you could find yourself in a similar situation where you may feel today like I would never do this or do that, but without having walked in this person's shoes, it's difficult to say what you would or would not have done. I'm saying this because Justice is the card of projection, empathy, relating, reflection, balance, karma. That's why the Hanged Man is hanging, because he had to be put in a position where he could relate to finally seeing things differently. He had a very one-track mind before, where he could not see other people. He couldn't see a different perspective. He had a one-track mind before, very black and white. He saw life from a different position of being upright all the time, until he was sentenced to hanging upside down, until he was forced to step outside of his own perception. So if your world was flipped upside down, you'd also see things differently. So there's an emphasis here on being humble, having humility, and empathizing, okay? Let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards here. See what else it is that we are seeing. You guys, let me just put this up here like that. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna go on ahead and flip them all over. So the very first card that we have here is Curiosity. And it says the frequency of curiosity supports our intrinsic inquisitive nature, which is the necessary driving force behind any growth and evolution. Okay. Then we have here reflection, like what we were talking about earlier. The energy of reflection supports our growth through the insights we get from the contemplations of self and others. Yeah. Sounds a lot like the Justice card. Then we have here the card of meditation. Okay. And then we have second house, owning. And the final card is sixth house. And the final card is sixth house, routine. All right, pile one. So let's see. Let's start off with curiosity and reflection. So very clearly here, I'm seeing curiosity asking questions and genuine interest in understanding your partner, being that's what's going to really deepen this relationship. So don't be afraid to ask questions, especially if you are having a difficult time relating to them. So ask questions and dig a little bit with this curiosity and reflection card here, and make sure too that you're trying to put yourself in their shoes with this reflection card. You know, be curious enough to kind of explore and ask questions. That the way you can sort of relate from a different perspective. That the way you can relate from a more personal perspective, okay? And then with second house owning and sixth house routine, meeting someone through work or some sort of daily routine or schedule is highly possible for my pile ones. Maybe on a jog, walking your dog, visiting your parents, or going to like your local grocery store. Very huge possibility for my pile one singles, as well as for those of you in a relationship, kind of incorporating your relationship into like more of your daily routine, doing something where it's like they kind of get to see more into your own personal daily routine, or you get to see more into theirs, is also going to help to really deepen you guys' connection and relationship. It's going to help you guys understand each other a little bit more. And then with meditating, you see how there's this heart above them? Meditation, or the practice of being more mindful throughout your day, with the sixth house routine card right here, if you do not already, is what's going to help you develop a better comprehension of your partner, and your love is going to expand to something that is unconditional, because becoming more mindful will expand your ability to perceive others in a different light, where you step outside your own understanding, perceptions, and judgments. With this justice, like this justice and this hanged man card here, practicing this regularly will help you to see yourself in them and them in you. It'll sort of melt down those lines of black and white either or. There's a lot of duality here with this Lovers card, this Justice card, the Reflection card. There's a lot of duality here. So I'm seeing you guys being on a path to deepening a connection. So it's not you and me or you versus me, but it's us. It's we. It's, you know, it's not so, not abrasive, but it's not, you have to really be careful of feeling judged or making your partner feel judged. That's one thing that's really, that's a possibility here if you guys aren't trying to see each other from this more empathetic stance. You know, if you're not trying to put yourself in their shoes, if they're not trying to put themselves in your shoes, it's very, very easy for this connection right here, this pile one energy, to feel judged and to sort of clam up, to sort of close up. And it's sort of like almost develop this callousness over it, where it's like it's hard to kind of crack through that to get to the softer side, to get to the more genuine, the more emotional, sensitive side. Okay, so yeah, for sure, you really want to keep that in mind. Whether you are single right now or in a relationship, like I said, if you're single, you're on track to meeting this person for sure. You know, this is your what's next in love reading. So this is just the energy that I'm picking up with you guys. But yeah, this is all that I'm saying for my pile ones. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I do pray that this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, and pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards right here before getting to your oracle cards, and to see what is coming up next for you in terms of love. And so the card or the sound that you guys picked for today's reading is lilac, and it says here, strengthen your faith. Beautiful, beautiful color. So one thing that I'm picking up just off the color here, just off this card, is it feels very soft, gentle, even new. There's something about this that feels like new, almost like a newborn baby or something. And strengthen your faith. So you may have a hard time believing that someone is out there for you if you're single and you have selected this pile. You may have a sort of difficult time believing that there's someone out there for you and you only. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look as to what is going on with this energy here. So let's go ahead and start off with these 2 cards right here, because this is going to be showing me what is actually next for you in love. And these 2 cards over here will be showing me some advice in terms of love, okay? And so we have here, the very first card is the Hierophant in reverse. And we have Temperance. Okay. So just starting off with these 2 cards, pile 2. This is funny because the Hierophant in tarot is all about man connecting to God or some sort of higher power. This is about faith all day. It's in reverse, and the lilac card already said to strengthen your faith. Temperance is the card known as healing, and I see temperance as well as mastery, deep levels of wisdom and comprehension. So what's next in love for my pile 2s here? Well, first off is believing that true love not just can but will happen for you. Temperance wants to heal or master its ability to believe in something that has not necessarily happened yet or is not necessarily materialized just yet, that isn't here yet. So you may have struggled with difficult or painful relationships, lies, mistrust, betrayal, or, and I'm banking my money on this, that many of my pile 2s aren't yet able to say that you've even experienced a deep connection or true love, being in love with someone, true intimacy. There needs to be healing in that department, because you not experiencing that is sort of beating up on your faith and ability to believe that it exists. So, this could be trust issues coming through, as well as comparisons, looking at how people love around you. Okay, that's a strange word to come up, but yeah. So yeah, there could be comparisons as well. Yeah, seeing how these relationships have played out. Another thing that I'm seeing coming up next for many of my pile 2s is you being proved to be utterly wrong. Some of you guys may have developed a bit of coldness or callousness to love, thinking that it's rare or not possible, but someone is going to prove you wrong, and it's going to resurrect your faith in people or love or relationships. You just needed to experience it firsthand. This person is so gentle. They are so gentle that it's going to soften your heart towards love. They're going to have you ready to forgive people. They're going to have you smiling for no reason. They're just going to have you like a complete just lift in your vibration because of the energy of this person and how they make you feel. You might even like go vegan. Like, is this person just gonna have you feeling like something different? For those of you in relationships, you may have lost some form of trust with or in your partner. There seems to have been some sort of miscommunication or just a blatant lie, possibly, that's really weighing on you, and it is weighing down the relationship. What's next for you guys is therapy. I just heard very, very clearly the word therapy. So this could be like couples counseling for many of my pile 2s in relationships. You guys may have to shop around. I just saw an older lady. So you may have to shop around, going from like counselor to counselor, therapist to therapist, until you guys find that one that the both of you feel like you can learn and trust, that you can learn from and trust. As well as I see an older couple around your relationship pile 2. So this could be grandparents, it could be someone's parents or grandparents that were married for decades until they passed. I see comparison here You're trying. Oh my God, it's so clear. Okay, that's where the word compare. Okay. This might only be for a couple of you guys because this is crystal clear. This is too clear for it to be everyone on this pile. But I see or hear one of you saying, why can't we be like my parents or my grandparents that were married for 40, 50, 60 years? I want to love like that. I know it's possible. And oh, that's what this Hierophant card is talking about. Okay. This Hierophant card is saying for some of you that are single and in a relationship, it's saying that you did have some sort of example. You did see a marriage or relationship that stood the test of time. That's why I heard the word comparison. I was trying to figure that out, like where that word came from. You saw a relationship. Some of you may have seen a relationship that survived so much, and you look around at your dating pool or this generation or your exes, your ex relationships, your past relationships, and you're saying to yourself, that's not out here. What it is that I saw, this relationship that has survived so much is not what I've experienced. Where is that for me? It would be one thing. I've got the chills right now. It would be one thing if you'd never seen this example before, if you had never seen a marriage that lasted longer than 10 years, that would be one thing. But the fact that you have seen it before and you know that it's possible and you're comparing it to what you've experienced so far makes this feel more impossible to you somehow now. The fact that, let me say that again because it sounded a little confusing. The fact that you have seen these long-lasting relationships before, but all of your experiences have been very fleeting or just not very dependable, that makes it somehow feel more impossible. Or it feels less possible that you're going to find that relationship that's going to last the test of time. There's an older couple here, could be related to you, or they might not be. Or it could be your partner's family that had a long-standing relationship, like their parents or grandparents or something like that. But this older couple I see you guys getting next to, especially if you're in a relationship, this older couple is saying, this is kind of funny, they're kind of saying like, we're trying to rub off on you guys. So get around this older couple. If you're in a relationship or married, hang around this older couple a little bit more. You may not have met this couple just yet, this older couple yet, but they're coming into your vicinity soon. They're going to have a major impact on your partner and you guys' relationship. It's something about your friends as well. Watch out for that. Not in like a bad way, but especially if you're in a relationship, your partner or you doesn't need to be around this sort of immature kind of energy because you guys are on a different level. Your relationship is on a different level compared to this friend or this friend group. Even for those of you that are single, watch out for when you're in a relationship. Watch out for this younger, immature energy that will be in the form of friends your age. It feels like your partner's friends, but your partner, or it could be your friends, but your partner will really soak up this mature, eloquent energy being around this older couple. Someone here needs to see the value in what they already have, and being around other couples that truly appreciate and respect and admire each other is what you or your partner need to see more of. It needs to be normalized. That's the healing that wants to come in with temperance. Wow, that was a lot. Okay, let's go ahead and check out these two cards here to see the advice for your love life or your relationship. And we have the Knight of Cups. Okay. And we have Judgment in reverse. Make the first move, pile 2. Don't wait for your partner to make a romantic gesture. You do it. In order to show your partner what you want and need, telling them won't necessarily work. You need to show them. They need to feel it. They need to experience it and witness it. That's their love language. So instead of telling them, I want that spark back, we should go out on dates like we used to. Instead of telling them like that, when they get home from work, have some candles out and have some music playing. That feeling that washes over them the second they walk through that door and see everything that you did will stick with them. And you have a lover, whether you are already with them or not. Maybe they're on the way still, but you have a lover partner that is so not selfish with this Knight of Cups right here. They want you to feel just like how you make them feel. So when you give them compliments or do cute things for them, they don't forget that. Matter of fact, they walk around with a smile for the next couple days after these sort of romantic gestures. Feeling wanted by you fills them up in so many ways that all they can think about is, how can I return this feeling? I want them to feel this too. Your partner loves vibing with you in terms of sensuality, pleasure, love, chemistry, feeling attracted, feeling attractive. They like seeing you smile because they like being the ones that put that smile on your face. I can't stress enough what that does for them when they feel as though they're the person that makes you happy, when they feel as though they're the person that makes you feel satisfied, that makes you feel good. That makes them feel amazing when they're the ones that know that, wow, my partner's feeling good, my partner's feeling pleasure, my partner's feeling satisfied because of me. That's everything for them. And then some. So, Judgment is also saying your partner isn't as tough as they try to come off as either. They're a big ass teddy bear, especially when it comes to you. You bring out a different side of them that people normally don't see or know about. So yeah, and we also have this lilac card here. So realize that your partner is much more of a romantic than they seem to be. So they're going to love romantic gestures, but you might have to show them how to be romantic. They might not be too creative on their own in that department, and in order for you to kind of tell them what it is that you want, you might have to sort of show them or guide them, nudge them in certain directions a little bit. They have to get that spark or inspired feeling that makes them say, I feel so good, I want my partner to feel this. I seriously need to do more of these love readings because I'm so loving this. My heart is just singing for my pile twos right now. So let's go on ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards here, see what else it is that we have. And so we'll just flip them all over. The very first one, look at that. Very first one that we have here is intimacy. The energy of intimacy supports us trusting that we are safe to allow closeness, okay? Then we have here expression. The frequency of expression supports our ability to bring out our true essence through many different forms of communication. Then we have here Saturn return. Wow. Okay. That's incredible. Then we have here Saturn return age, like I was talking about. Yeah. Wow. Then we have here Cancer. I feel. Ooh. All right. And then the final card that we have is alignment. Beautiful. So starting off with intimacy and expression. So express intimacy, like I was just talking about. Kind of show your partner what it is that you like or what it is that you need, For my singles especially, when you meet this person that makes you believe love is possible for you, express that to them. Don't hold back and don't be afraid to show your gentle, more softer side. Some of my singles may be kind of used to coming off as though you're not worried about if someone stays around or not. And you have to understand others can pick up on that energy and it makes others feel like an option. And it may sort of make them kind of pull away because they don't want to get hurt by you. So for my singles, express your more gentle nature, express your gratitude for somebody being in your life. That's what's actually going to bring this really deep love connection in. And for my couples, intimate expression is saying your personal connection to this person is so strong that they can feel what you feel. Your vibration can either raise or weigh down their vibration. It's very, very, very close ties here. And then with Saturn return age and Cancer, I feel, yeah, this is again confirmation. This Saturn card is saying mature influences will really change around my pile twos that are in relationships. Like we talked about earlier with being around older couples will influence how your partner and you feel about the importance of relationships, the value of relationships. There's this thing of quality over quantity. And I know in today's time, people prioritize having options, but sometimes options can sort of equal like fake value because of the illusion of I have all these different choices, right? But is it better to have a lot of mediocre choices or one really good quality person that sees you for you? So some of you may be dealing with a partner that is around friends who talk about all the people they're dating. And this may sound interesting, but being around these older couples that can say because of experience, hey, I've been around the block and I have never met another person that came even close to my wife or my husband or my lover, is what your partner needs to hear for that balance too. as well as you may need to hear this. It'll bring value to you, to your partner, or the both of you guys in terms of relationships. People think relationships and loyalty is a dime a dozen until they go out here and actually try to find loyalty and authenticity. Then people realize the importance and the value of these things, when they're out there searching and can't necessarily find it. And then we have here alignment. So alignment here is saying, for my singles, when you meet this person, you will know, because they will be in alignment with your vibration, kind of like two guitars sitting next to each other. If you pluck the E string on one guitar, the E string on the other guitar is going to start to vibrate because they are already tuned into each other's frequency. Same for those in relationships. This is all about tuning to each other's vibration. So there's very strong alignment here, very strong possibilities and potential for a very, very, very deep connection, a very deep relationship with this alignment card here, okay? But this looks very promising for my pile twos, as long as you keep the faith that it is possible for you guys to have this long-standing, long-lasting, beautiful relationship that can and will stand the test of time. There's nothing stopping you guys, okay? So this is all that I'm seeing for my pile twos. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I do pray this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon, but until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye now. All right, and pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards before getting to your oracle cards to see what is next for you in terms of love. So my pile 3s, you guys selected this card here, the color orange, or you selected the sound. So it was either the sound or it was the card that got to you guys. But this is the card orange, and it says here, nurture yourself. So one thing that I'm picking up with this orange card here for my pile 3s is new. Something being new, something coming soon, something being on the horizon. So this isn't very far off, pile 3. If you are single, this is not far off. If you are already with someone, commitment isn't far off. There's blessings on the way for a couple here as well. For my couples that have been doing a lot of work on themselves and actually working together as a unit. Stress on the word unit, working together to really heal a lot of things, break a lot of cycles and patterns. There's a huge blessing on the way to you guys simply for doing it together as a team. That's what I'm picking up just off this orange card right here. Sorry, you guys, if you can hear people outside. Okay, so let's go on ahead and start off with your tarot cards. So these two cards right here is going to be showing me the energy surrounding what's next in terms of love for you. And these two cards all the way over here to the right will be showing me some advice for your love life. So let's go on ahead and start off with these two cards on the left. And we have here the High Priestess in reverse. And the Five of Swords. Okay. So there's something that you are not hearing or seeing correctly, pile 3. For those in relationships, lack of talking or communication is an issue here because someone's filling in the blanks and the things that they don't know with assumptions. So in other words, there's problems being created almost out of thin air, out of nothing. And this is coming from some sort of communication issue. That's where it's stemming from. Someone does the silent treatment regularly in the relationship as well. Either this is you or your partner, maybe the both of you guys, but it kind of seems like one of you is like a real master at the silent treatment. There's this issue here of hoping that they're going to get it without me having to say too much or without really talking it out. There's this standoff between pride and the heart. The heart is the High Priestess. You just want a conclusion. You want to come to a resolution. You want to come to an understanding, to see eye to eye, to be heard, to be seen, to feel supported, to feel loved. But frustration sets in. Five of Swords over here. Pride sets in. Frustration sets in when the pride sets in with this Five of Swords over here, and someone ends up walking away or leaving in the middle of an argument instead of sticking it out and working it through. The next thing in love for some of my pile 3s in relationships is there needs to be a question of, can I be happy without this person? Because getting up and walking away every time this happens, it's such a stab in the heart to the other person. Eventually someone, whether this is you or your partner, won't be there when the other person gets back. I don't know if you guys know who James Blake is, but he's this incredible musician. And one of his songs is called There's a Limit to Your Love. And he says in that song, there's a limit to your care. So there's a limit here that gets poked at from time to time. And the thing is one or the both of you know this. And it's like one of you guys can feel it, or one or the both of you may have threatened to leave or to divorce, You guys may drop these sort of bombshells when you get really frustrated. Like, I'm just out. I'm just sick of this. I'm done. But it really, really, really hits the other person heavy. It also hits the person that's saying this very heavy because it's not actually what they want. It's like there needs to be a different way of communicating what you actually need and want. I don't know why so many songs are coming to me with this pile here. There's a line in one of Jay-Z's songs where he says, I stew over what if you get sick of my shit, basically. Where he's like kind of saying, I'm afraid that one day you're just gonna get fed up. You're just gonna have had enough, to the point where it's like I break you. I snap you and you're just done with me. Like not even your love for me can pull you back in. And so there's like a bit of this kind of dancing with that possibility a little bit here. Where you guys kind of dance on that line a little, throwing those certain things out there, like I'm just done with you, or I'm going to leave you, or something like that, And so, like I was saying, one or the both of you may have threatened to leave or to like divorce. You may have actually said, I'm done. The words here can be so sharp or repugnant or just simply mean. They can feel mean. Sometimes it just feels mean. And that's almost the worst thing that can happen in a relationship, where it's like, are you with me or are you against me? You can kind of have that feeling. It can kind of kick up that feeling where it's like, or it can conjure up that question where it's like, are you on my side here? Because sometimes it just feels mean. Sometimes it just feels mean-hearted. And like I said, I don't know if this is you, your partner, or the both of you feeling like this. But sometimes these arguments, they kind of conjure up that feeling. But the crazy thing is, this is the crazy part. Whoever this is, like I said, maybe it's the both of you guys from time to time, but it's not malicious. You're not actually trying to hurt each other. What you're actually trying to do is get each other's attention. Communication has to be the focus. For those of you that can relate to that message in a relationship, communication has to be the focus. For those in a relationship where that message doesn't resonate, this is about speaking up. Someone can literally feel their partner holding back with this high priestess in reverse. Maybe you feel like your partner isn't always saying what's on their mind, or maybe they feel that with you. It could be both ways, but they are waiting and wanting to hear what you have to say, how you really feel. Sometimes they don't want to win an argument. Sometimes they're just trying to draw an opinion out of you, or vice versa, because they can tell there's something more there with this high priestess in reverse. Whether it's good, bad, indifferent, they don't care. Someone here just wants to hear the truth about what you have to say. For instance, let's say that you meet your partner's friends for the first time, right? And maybe one of these friends makes a remark. On the way home, after meeting these friends, when your partner asks you, hey, so what did you think of my friends? They aren't looking for the politically correct answer here. They're looking for you to keep it all the way real. I can hear someone say, just tell me how you feel. I can take it. So someone feels as though you're being too gentle with them. And I want to know how you really feel. Could be you saying this, your partner, or the both of you. General reading, so it's really hard to tell. So yeah. This relationship will change the way the both of you are used to communicating. This relationship will evolve how you communicate and how you express what you truly feel. They're trying to bring your heart out of its chamber and onto your sleeve. For my singles, this here is saying, watch how you come off, because who you truly are doesn't translate as clearly to the outside world. This is talking about how approachable you seem or don't seem. So this is saying to open up a bit more. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable, as well as broaden your horizons a bit. Look outside your normal dating pool, like expand it a little bit, but drop your guard mostly, because you may feel as though you attract people who are emotionally unavailable, but this is because they can feel, high priestess here, that you have your guard up. So naturally, it makes others go on this defense. It kind of makes them go into defense mode, even though they don't know why. So they might just feel like they have to protect themselves because you feel so closed off. So when you meet this person and they start asking questions, they're trying to get close to you. They're trying to understand you. They're wanting to know more about you. But if you are having this Five of Swords guard up, it's practically impossible for that to happen. Let me say this for my singles. You are attracting people to you because they can feel who you truly are. They are attracted to the real you. They're attracted to that. I'm sorry, you guys. I just got a phone call from my brother. But yeah, so they can sense who you truly are. That's what you're attracting to you. People are attracted to you because they can feel that sense of you. They can feel that inner, gooey, softer side of you. So they're trying to actually expose that side of you. And that might be why they feel a bit triggering for you with this Five of Swords right here. Because it's like, why are you trying to get behind my wall? Why are you trying to get me to drop my guard? Why are you trying to get me to trust you? Because they know that there's a different you behind that wall and they want to get in there. So they can sense your spirit, but there's so many layers that they have to cut through to get in there in order to get to that part of you. And sometimes that amount of work can scare a person off in the very beginning because they are wondering if it's even possible to reach you. So show them that it's possible. You don't have to open up and tell everything right away. Do it when it feels right, but also show them that it is possible. Let them in slowly and gradually. And that's why I saw a crescendo music symbol for this pile. I was wondering why I saw that. I was like, what is that about? Okay, so yeah, let them in gradually so they can see, wow, I'm getting somewhere. Eventually, we'll get there. Eventually, I'll get behind that wall. Eventually, they'll let me in. A person is more able to be patient. They're more willing to be patient when they see that there's a chance. Okay, let's go on ahead and see these two cards over here to see what advice we have for your love life. And we have here the Emperor card in reverse. And then we have the Ten of Swords also in reverse. Okay, so pile 3. Letting those boundaries and walls down for my singles and my couples is going to pull this dead, dense energy out. It's going to draw this dead end energy out. Where instead, when we get in an argument, I'm not walking away. Walking away is that dense, dead end energy where we don't get anywhere. And sometimes walking away is good and needed, but it has to be done in a way where the other party understands, give me 10 minutes to cool off, then we can get right back to figuring out the solution. So that walking away or that defense, putting walls up, that prideful presence is lifeless, not going anywhere, dead end energy. Dropping those walls and this cycle of miscommunication is what is going to breathe life back into you, into your partner and the relationship or your dating life for my singles. These conversations and dates and time spent won't feel so fruitless anymore when you start to open up. Emperor in reverse says there's another perspective or opinion or person to consider. And Ten of Swords in reverse says two minds in alignment are so much more powerful than just one. This is your ally, your support, your friend, your partner. Realize that they want what you want. They want happiness, fulfillment, safety, loyalty, trust. You guys want the same thing. Don't make that difficult to see. Remove the narrative from yourself or the relationship that says in order for us to work, you have to see where I'm coming from, or you have to do things like this or my way, or it has to be your way. And listen as well. There's a lot of talking and not enough listening with my pile 3. There needs to be more listening on your end or your partners or the both of you guys' end, where you guys come together as a team and can recognize we both want the same thing. This blessing that I saw over here earlier with this orange card will shower down into the both of you. And that's why I only saw it for like a few couples here with this pile 3. But this isn't just for you guys. This is almost a part of your life's lesson, is to learn a different form of communication than the one that you were taught growing up or the one that you witnessed growing up. And the Emperor in reverse says you can teach an old dog new tricks. You can learn. It's difficult, but it is possible. Okay. So let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards, see what else it is that we're seeing here. And so we have transformation, and it says the energy of transformation supports our ability to gracefully flow through times of transition, allowing the old to make room for the new. Okay. Then we have here freedom, and it says the energy of freedom supports our sense of limitless possibility and potential boundless expression and bold exploration. All right. Then we have here fire element, desire. That kind of explains a lot. Not gonna lie. Then we have nothing has gone wrong. I love that. And final card that we have, Aquarius, I know. Okay. All right, so starting off with freedom and transformation right here. With freedom, I'm picking up on a little selfishness here, and I'm trying to figure out why, but it feels very focused on just my perception, just how I see things. Kind of like Five of Swords energy a little bit. I see things like this, and I know I'm right. And yeah, we also have the Aquarius I know card here. Yeah, okay. So in that case, transformation is saying transform your thought, your talk, and your focus from the way that I see things to how do they see things. Be that bridge that kind of connects the both of you guys' points together. Like I said earlier, two minds or frequencies in alignment is so much more powerful than one. Okay, wow, something strong just came in. There's a couple here trying to make a really big decision, like a big decision, like big. Like, do we have another baby type big decision? Do we have kids at all type big decision? Do we get married? Do we move to the East Coast or West Coast, even though that means one of us is going to be super far from family? Do I move with you where you go because your career depends on it, even though this means my career takes a hit? Really big decision that you guys have to make together. You guys have got to make this decision together. If not, pile 3, resentment will set in with one of you or the both of you and will slowly eat away at this union like poison. Do this together. Talk about your fears, expectations, hopes, dreams, ideas, and goals. Leave it all on the table because this can make or break things in a sense where it's like, either you guys can both do this together feeling like, you know, you're both getting something out of this, or it's going to be sort of lopsided where it's like only one of us is getting something out of this, like the Five of Swords, where it's like, you know, one of the guys is walking away from this guy holding the sword because he's just like, you know what, fuck it, like he's not going to bend, he's not going to give in, he's not trying to see things my way, he's not trying to do things equally here. And then moving on to fire element and desire. Like I said earlier, you guys don't argue to hurt each other. You do it to get each other's attention. There's a strong love connection between the two of you, even if you've threatened to leave before with this freedom card here or to be done with them. Saying it, even though it hurts, is one thing, but actually doing it is another thing entirely. And you guys are going to be okay. For those of you in a relationship with the nothing has gone wrong here, there's just a lot of desire, fire in this dynamic here. You guys may be fire signs or have a lot of fire energy in your chart. We are in Leo season, a fire season right now. This is a timeless reading, but right now we are in a fire energy. So this could be activating a lot of passionate talks with a lot of passionate opinions or a lot of passionate reactions, but they want to hear what you have to say, like what we talked about earlier. They want the truth. Either you do or vice versa. So give that to them. But like I said, you two being on the same page will open up major blessings. And for those of my singles, don't worry, nothing has gone wrong. If this sort of seems like a very passionate kind of like, oh my God, we had our first fight really soon, don't be worried about that. Nothing has gone wrong, okay? Don't be worried about it. There's just a lot of desire and a lot of passion in this union, okay? So this is all that I'm saying for my pile 3s. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do pray that this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon, but until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye now. All right, and pile number 4, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off your tarot cards before getting to your oracle cards to see what is next for you in terms of love. So you guys selected the color or the sound, but you guys selected this card here, brown, or the pile here, which is brown, establish boundaries. So one really interesting thing that I'm getting with this, look at how deep and rich this color is right here. It's so rich. So this is very strong, but also very surprising in a sense. This is, I didn't think it would be you or someone like you sort of energy, but it's so nourishing for the both of you, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's also very fated. This feels divinely timed and ordained as well, pile 4. So yeah, I'm getting a lot from this brown card. One thing's for sure though, it feels very, very rich, very rich. Okay, so let's go on ahead and start off with these two cards to the left, because these two cards on the left will be showing me what's next for you in terms of love, and these two cards on the right will be showing me the advice for your love life, okay? So the very first two cards that we have here is the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups in reverse, and Judgment, also in reverse. Okay. So I just heard very clearly, you don't know me. You don't know me. Okay. So this is getting someone on a different level, but this is different. This is like love without all the show and tell. This is love that isn't a prop. It's not on display. It's not a social media relationship. It's not a public relationship. This is extremely intimate, private, quiet, serene. It's not explosive. It's a different kind of love than maybe what you're used to, Pile 4, or than maybe what the world is used to, Pile 4. This is love that doesn't need all of those things. It doesn't need the world involved. It doesn't want that. This might even be a relationship without the title. Like, we love each other, but we don't need to get married, or we don't need to have kids, or we don't need to be on social media all the time. It's unorthodox. At least for the year 2020 it is. It's a bit radical, but it's also really innovative, which I know is a strange way to describe a relationship, but it's so calm, it's so peaceful. This is something you don't see all the time. It's like we don't need to do anything because we are very secure in what we have. And I say this because the Knight of Cups is extremely expressive. He comes bearing a cup and all the attire, right? He's got the entire look of what love is, or what it's supposed to look like, down packed. But it's in reverse, saying that I don't need or want showmanship. Give me that real fucking thing. And Judgment is another extremely showy card, where these angels are blowing trumpets and people are coming out of their graves begging for everlasting life. They want to get into heaven. I mean, it's like the end times, for Christ's sake, when we're dealing with the Judgment card. So this is a very showy card. It's the final judgment where the angels make it very clear who got in and who didn't. So this card is also in reverse, saying my partner or I don't need to show anything to anyone. We know on a different level what this is. We know that this is real. We don't have to prove it to other people that it's real. For those in a relationship and those that are single, this is peace and surreal harmony coming to you, where it's almost hard for others to believe. This is another thing too. Others may have a lot more things and judgments to make about your relationship. People might be more bothered by your relationship than you will. They will have more to say about your relationship than you do. This is because of how effortless your relationship looks. People will ask questions. Why don't you want to get married? Or why don't you want to have kids? Why don't you want to buy a home? Why don't you want to do this or do that? You guys seem great together. What's really going on? Kind of like that annoying sort of judgment, assumption sort of thing. You guys may feel like you always have to explain yourselves to people because people simply don't get it, because you're not putting on a show, or because of how private you guys are. It's so simple. It's so simple, and it freaks people out. It freaks other people out, but you guys get it. You see how these horns or trumpets right here on this Judgment card, they're coming in. You see how they're like these trumpets on this Judgment card in reverse? It looks like there's judgment coming in and not going out. So people will have a lot to say, or they'll make their assumptions about what's going on behind closed doors. They'll think that they know what's going on. But let me say this, you and your partner are going to watch a lot of couples come and go, and usually they won't outlast your relationship. There's going to be a lot of people saying like, oh, they don't want to get married because it's not all peaches and cream, like they try to make it seem like. And it's like, no, actually, you guys have it all wrong. We're not trying to make it seem like anything. This is just you making an ass out of yourself, trying to assume, what's going on, because you think you know what's going on, when in actuality, we're fine. There's nothing to dig through. There's nothing to find out. were perfect, you know? So you guys are going to be watching a lot of couples come and go, and they won't outlast your relationship because you guys have such a deep love for each other. You're not focused on other people. You guys also have this amazing balance of sharing your lives together, not becoming each other's lives, but sharing your lives together, choosing each other. This is another thing that may freak other people out. Like, for example, if your partner's in the military, people may ask, don't you worry about being separated for that long? Or don't you worry about them traveling all the time? And it's like, no, we don't need a trail of Post-its left around like you guys do to remind each other that we're still committed or in love with each other. And it may be sort of frustrating, but like I said, you guys are going to watch a lot of relationships come and go, especially people that are judging you or looking at you like you're strange. Those are going to be the main ones in and out of relationships all the time. Those same people judging will find themselves in a few relationships in and out, or in really toxic relationships, and they're going to be kind of hypocritical enough to think that something's wrong with your setup, but don't let it get to you. You guys do what works for you. For my singles, people, friends, family may try to pressure you into pressuring this new person coming in. They may ask you, well, why hasn't this new person made it official yet? Or why haven't they asked you to meet their parents yet? Or why this and why that? Do not let that get to you. And I don't have to say that necessarily, because your partner is going to communicate these things with you, probably before other people's opinions even get to your ears, because your partner is going to have really good radar. They're going to have a really good radar like that. As well as you guys, this could be you meeting someone and shit moving really, really fast, like hella fast. Like, people may say it won't work because of the pacing of your relationship, but you guys are different. So that's another possibility for my pile fours. Maybe your relationship is moving at warp speed, you know? And that may kind of throw people off where they go, oh, it's not going to last. It's moving too fast. This relationship is different. It will work for you guys as long as you guys keep the world out. Even your own kids, keep everyone else out. This is a circle that only the both of you need to exist in, because the world, family, friends, even your kids might not get it the way that you guys do, okay? Especially if you're dating someone that's older. That kind of came up a little bit earlier. You might be dating someone that's a little bit older and maybe their kids don't get it, you know? Or you may be dating someone that already has kids that are old enough to have form an opinion on their own. Their kids might not get it. But as long as you guys keep this between the two of you, you guys are going to be fine with this brown, especially with this brown card here. Let's go ahead and check out these next two cards here, see what advice we have for you guys' relationships. For my couples and singles, we have the Empress card in reverse here. And the final tarot card that we have is the Queen of Cups. Empress and Queen of Cups, there's so much feminine energy here. There's such a deep connection. This connection goes so much deeper than what people can see, like an iceberg. You can see the tip, right? But you can't see how far down the iceberg ever stretches. This is a completely intuitive relationship where you guys don't go off of the world standard and society's pressures. You guys go off of what feels right to you. And that's what I mean when I say you guys have such an intuitive relationship or connection. It's so personal. It's interpersonal, the pace, the feeling, the connection, all of it. That's why this relationship is built to last, because you guys are going off of what feels right. You guys are going off of what feels right to you guys. If it feels right for you two and you two only, not the rest of the world, not your family and friends and everyone else. If it feels right for you guys to get married, you'll do it. If not, you guys aren't sweating it, because it's no sort of external validation that you guys need in order to see the connection that you have. Pile 4, this is like that relationship most people say that they want but can't handle it because it's not showy enough. Some people have to be reminded by friends, family, and loved ones that they are still friends or family or loved ones. That's not happening here with my pile 4s. And there's nothing wrong if you're a showy person in your relationships. In my romantic relationships with like friends and family, this kind of gets me in trouble a lot, is the fact that I'm not a showy person. I might not talk to you except for like once a month or once every few months or something like that. And for me, it's not that there's something wrong. I really like my personal space, you know? And a lot of people can't necessarily understand that without thinking that something's wrong. So it's gotten me into a bit of trouble in my own life. But But when it comes to my romantic relationships, I will say that I'm somebody that's kind of showy. I like the romantic gestures. I'm a Leo moon. I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm a Taurus sun, Leo moon. But still, with my pile fours, that energy is not necessarily here. It's not necessary for you guys. That's a better way to describe it. It's not necessary for this energy for my pile fours. And this isn't to say that the connection is going to be boring or that it's not going to be romantic, that it's not going to be any chemistry there. That's what I mean by this being an intuitive connection. You guys are going to know what you need, just like this brown card here. You see this little plant sprouting from the soil? A gardener or Mother Earth knows what this plant needs in order to sustain it. That plant doesn't have to tell Mother Nature, hey, I need rain or I need food. It's automatically supplied with other insects, with the soil, with the sun, with rain and wind, because Mother Earth, Mother Nature, the divine feminine, the Empress and the Queen of Cups down here, is highly intuitive. That is what is surrounding your relationship, is this highly intuitive energy. If you're feeling like you need romance, you and your partner are going to know exactly how to fulfill that, because you guys can feel or sense. That's a better word. You guys can sense what each other needs very well. So the advice here for my singles and my couples is to practice, exercise your intuition. If you feel like your partner needs something or is going through something, maybe you don't need to talk about it or have a conversation. Maybe you do, but maybe all you need, maybe all your partner needs, maybe all you have to do is say, hey babe, let's go take a walk, or hey babe, let's go watch a movie, or let's go cook dinner together tonight. All you have to do is grab them by their hand maybe and start dancing or telling jokes, getting them to laugh, getting them to smile. The divine feminine knows how to supply what is needed without ever being verbally told. That's the beauty of this dynamic here in this pile 4. And I'm loving this. Let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards here, see what else it is that we are seeing for my pile 4s. The very first card here that we have is multidimensionality, and it says the frequency of multidimensionality activates our awareness of our true essence, which is eternal and multidimensional. Okay. The next one that we have, wow, friendship. It says the energy of friendship supports our intrinsic desire for connection with others based on mutual affection and appreciation. Yeah. The next card that we have here is sensitivity, and it says the frequency of sensitivity helps us open to the world of subtlety and detail while anchoring in a structural foundation, thus supporting us to become more fully multidimensional. Wow. And the multidimensionality card is over here as well, and it says it uses the word multidimensional in that card. Interesting. The next two cards that we have here is Libra, I balance. Beautiful. Tenth house, the world. Okay. And the final card that we have here is there is only light. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with Libra, I balance, and 10th house, the world. So Libra, I balance is so on brand for this energy here, my pile 4s. Very balanced energy, very aware, alert energy, not in a paranoid way, but in a way where it's like, you're my mirror, you're my other half, you're my reflection. I know you, I get you, I know what you need. Again, with this brown card here, I know what you need. 10th house is saying long-lasting, strong foundations and relationships, as well as some of you guys in my pile 4 group may go into business with your partner. You guys may counsel other couples or start something together. Like I said earlier as well, you guys have a very nice balance of how to have your own life, your own career, your own purpose, your own things going on, but sharing it together. 10th house is all about career, ambition, legacy, very business oriented. So I'm seeing a beautiful balance between your career, work life, and this personal relationship over here with the I balance card in the 10th house, the world. Moving on to sensitivity, friendship, multidimensionality. So sensitivity, like I said earlier, you guys can sense each other all day. So again, this divine feminine presence is coming through to confirm her influence in you guys' connection. Multidimensionality, again, you guys both have so much more to you than just this relationship. This partner is not your life. They're not your world. You have your own life. You have your own world. You are your own world. But you guys just share these things together, as well as multidimensionality is saying that you guys are friends as well as lovers. That's where this friendship card is coming from. You guys are family as well as friends and lovers. You guys know how to have this whole package together where it's like, this is my family. Like, I'm in love with you. You're my friend. You're my coach. You're my cheerleader. You're my everything. That's where that multidimension is coming from. And there is only light right here. Some of you may start a sort of healing practice with your partner, or a business or motivational work, speaking, something like that. Maybe you guys write a book together, or have a podcast or a blog or something where you both are sharing or talking about your expertise and things that you guys are passionate about or know. Again, there's those dimensions, there's these layers to you guys that you have in this relationship. There is only light as confirmation of this union, again, being fated. It's meant to be. You guys were led to each other and have a very bright, strong aura and presence together that other people are going to be able to see, but it's so much stronger with both of you guys sharing the strong aura and presence together. Very, very powerful, which is beautiful. And I think that that's what that was talking about. The very first thing that I heard with you guys' reading was, you don't know me. This is what you and your partner are more than likely going to sound like a broken record, saying to other people, like, you don't know us, you don't know our relationship, don't pretend to know. Because you guys have such a crazy strong, close connection, which is so, so beautiful. It's literally like this little plant here just being watered and sprouting into a tree later on, which is beautiful. And like I said, 10th house represents legacy. And a tree, it starts out like this. It starts out small. But it grows, which is so beautiful. So this is all that I'm saying for my pile 4 is this was such a beautiful reading. I really loved it. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do pray this reading brought you guys love, support, clarity, and strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys.